Hi everybody, you are watching tutorials. Welcome to this Adobe After Effects tutorial where we're gonna create this nice simple logo reveal. We can split this tutorial in two parts. In first part we are gonna create this camera icon animation with lens flares and lens flashes, and in the second part I'm gonna show you how to create this very nice minimal looks logo reveal using track matte. So stick with tutorials. I'm gonna see you in the next few seconds. So we are now in the Adobe After Effects. I use these composition settings. Let me show you. I have width of 1920, height to 1080, frame rate to 29.97, and duration of my composition 6 seconds 15 frames. I have this Adobe Illustrator file that I import from tutorials.net. You can follow the first link in the description and download this icon. And I place it in my layers panel. First of all, I want to align my smile layer. Then I want to select both of them. Using my right mouse button key, open the context menu and choose this option, create shapes from vector layer, to create Adobe After Effects native shapes. Then select both of them and start animation. From the scale, so click S in order to open our scale, 20 frames, and click on the stopwatch. And as you can see, we add this first keyframe to the both of our shapes. Place slider to the position of 0 frames and set the width and height to 0. Click OK. Now let's preview our animation. As you can see, these shapes aren't aligned properly. So I want to grab my paint behind tool, select my camera icon, and place my anchor point right in the center of the circle. Now let's preview our animation, and it looks much better. I want to select both keyframes. Click F9 to easy ease all of them. Click on this small icon to open the graph editor. Now we need to open our graph editor. As you can see, I'm working with the speed graph, not a value graph. And I want to push this Bezier curve to the left. And then grab my camera icon and push this Bezier curve also to the left. Now we need to animate our camera flashes, but before we need to create a background, solid background. So in order to do that, open your right mouse button context menu and create a new solid. I want to set this color to this yellow orange, click OK. We have this new solid. I want to Ctrl Shift left bracket to move it to the back and lock it here using this free space on my left. Now I want to create a new shape layer. I want to grab my ellipse tool. Grab your ellipse tool using Shift and Alt. Create a perfect circle. Move it to the, let's say, to the upper third of our composition. Set fill to white and stroke to none. Keep selected this circle. First of all, grab paint behind tool and attach this anchor point to the center using Ctrl or Command key on my keyboard. Keep selected this circle, go to the layer, mask, new mask, or Ctrl Shift N. Now we need to select our mask path here. Go to the layer, mask shape, or Ctrl Shift M. And here I want to check this option, reset to ellipse, to create an ellipse mask, because we now going to animate mask expansion, and second value that we're going to animate is the scale value of our shape. So first thing first, let's go to our mask, and first of all check on this small tiny checkbox invert. To invert mask, navigate to 20 frames and click on this mask expansion and move your slider to negative, let's say 260 pixels. Then go to the 1 second 10 frames and animate your mask expansion, setting value to 0 pixels, and we ended with this result. Look very nice. I want to select both keyframes, click F9 to easy ease all of them. Now I want to select my shape, click scale and start scaling. So navigate to 1 second 10 frames and click on this scale stopwatch to set the value of 100% width and height. Return to it 20 frames and set the value to 0. And we have this result. Once again, I want to click F9 to easy ease both of keyframes, and let's preview our animation. We have our first flash. And I want to select my shape layer number 1 and click Ctrl D twice to make 2 duplicates of this layer. Select first duplicate and move it on 20 frames to the right. And I also want to select my second duplicate and move it to the position of 1 second 10 frames. And here we have this result. Looks very nice. I also want to change the position of my shape layer number 2. So select this layer, click P for position, and I want to move it to the right with my X slider. Then select your shape layer number 3, click P, move its position to, let's say, to the left, and then to the bottom a little bit. Now we need to add a lens flare effect, and this is relatively simple, straightforward, 3 steps process. First step, we need to create a solid black layer. Change color to black and click OK. We have this layer. Second step is to go to our effects and add a lens flare here. So go to effect, generate, and here we have lens flare effect. Add it to your black solid, and then I want to reduce the brightness of our lens flare and move the center to, let's say, 950 of horizontal value. Now I want to change the blending mode from normal to art. If you can find your blending mode, you need to go to the bottom left corner of your document and click on this icon in the middle, very tiny icon. Expand your blending mode and drag matte. And now that we have this lens flare, but we need to add animation. So navigate to up to 20 frames. Open your solid black. I want to go to effects, lens flare, start with the, let's say, 1 second, and click on the stopwatch of flare brightness. Then go to 20 frames, reduce flare brightness to 0, and I want to go to 1 second 10 frames and copy this keyframe. Ctrl C, Ctrl V to reduce it to 0. And now we have this little flare. I want to select all of my keyframes, click F9 to easy ease all of them, create a couple of duplicates of my lens flare with Ctrl D, then move these layers to the position of let's say 20 frames and the position of 1 second 10 frames, my third keyframe, and we end up with this result right now. Looks very nice. Now we have to animate our logo reveal. For doing this we need to go to 3 seconds. I want to go to 3 seconds. Use page up 3 times to move 3 keyframes to the back and open my camera layer, camera outlines. In my case it's layer number 2nd from the bottom. And I want to animate this opacity. I want to set first keyframe with 100% opacity, then navigate to 3 seconds and set opacity to 0. But I also want to jump my opacity, so I select my 2 keyframes, go to my keyframe assistant, choose this value, toggle hold keyframes, and as you can see, our value is jumped. Now select your smile layer, click S for scale, copy this keyframe, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, in the position of 3 seconds minus 3 keyframes. Now I want to navigate to 3 frames and want to start my animation. And let's say it's gonna be 200%. Looks very quick. I also want to go to my graph editor, and I think I a little bit move my keyframe to the right. Yes, I do, but it's okay. Let's say do all of my animation. Now I want to rotate. In this end of my scale animation, I want to click R and start rotating my smile shape. I want to set the angle of my rotation to 135 degrees. Click OK. I'm sorry. First of all, I want to set to 0 and then move my keyframe to the position of 10 frames and set my angle to 135 degrees to rotate. Navigate to the, let's say, to position of 4 seconds 20 frames. Ctrl C, Ctrl V to copy last keyframe, and on 5 seconds I want to set the value of my rotation to 360 degrees. Select both keyframes, F9 to easy ease all of them, and what we have now, we have this animation. Now I want to continue animating my scale of this smile. I want to select the smile layer, click to the scale. I want to actually copy these 2 keyframes, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Keep selected these 2 keyframes. I want to go to my keyframe assistance and time reverse keyframes. And I ended with this result. Change position of this smile a little bit, of this camera lens. So I want to click to the P that stands for position. Select on my keyframe, set the first keyframe, navigate to position of 5 seconds 10 frames and move it a little bit to the right. Probably to the value of 1050 frames. Easy ease both of these keyframes. F9. Open my graph editor and move Bezier curves to the left. It's too quick for me. I probably want to move my second keyframe of my position. It's too slow. To the position around 13 frames. And let's preview our animation. Looks very good. Last step, I want to create a new text layer. Grab your text tool, start typing. I want to select my art of smile, move it to the right to the top with Ctrl Shift right bracket, place it probably here, then create a new shape layer, create a rectangle right here, select your type. From this drop down menu between Pivot icon and blending modes, I want to set alpha matte to shape layer number 4. And now we need to animate the position of our type. So keep it selected, click P, start with the 5 seconds, 7 frames, and move your slider, let's say to 5 seconds, 20 frames, and then use page up to move to the 3 frames to the back. And I want to move my X value to reveal my type. I think 620 frames is okay. Select both keyframes, click F9, go to the graph editor and move your Bezier curve to, to the left. Now let's preview all of our animations. Looks very good. We have ended with this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please do not hesitate to thumb up, subscribe and share it with your friends. I want to thank you for following to the end. Have a nice day.